Hello guys, welcome back to Mr. Cloudbook channel. Today is the day 20 of the Kubernetes masterclass, and in this video we are going to see the demo for the Kubernetes services, because in the yesterday's video I mostly talked about the what is the service and how to use it and why we need to use it and different types of services, right? So let's go into the demo in this video. So I'm going to explain in a YAML format and as well as the service. Okay. So how to write the service file within the YAML format as well as the imperative command also for all types of like cluster IP, node port, load balancer. So we will try to write for everything and we will see the imperative commands also. Okay. And here I have to show one thing. Yesterday's I am not able to show it to you. So here we can see that. So this is the what happening is here. So this is the backend cluster IP means whenever the customer, okay, here you can see here the people are going to access your front end. Okay, this is the front end part. Okay, they are accessing this one. Okay, so what happening? These pods are going to talk with the cluster IP of your backend. Okay, so this is the one internal service because cluster IP is mostly uh, communicates with the internal, right? That's why we create these particular services internally. Okay, this is the backend. This is one type of cluster. I mean, this is the one of the service, and this is the another service, and these services communicate internally. Okay, so see this second backend pod is talking with the Redis pod. Okay. So this is the main use of your cluster IP. Okay. So let's see the running pods on my system. Okay. Let's see the nodes first of all. So get nodes is the command. Okay. This is a high availability cluster I created. Okay. So kubectl get pods. Okay. And you can see that no pods are running. And let's see the services using the kubectl get service is the command to see the running services, and by default this is created by the Kubernetes kubadm. Okay, because it will create the default one. Okay, so this is the default service you will get whenever you provision your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so which is used by the internal application pods. Okay, let's clear the screen. So these are the main thing. Let's try to explain the service here. Okay, so we want to see the different types of like API version, kind, and everything, right? So these are all same fields. Okay, let's try to write this one. So version is v1, remember it, and service is, I mean, kind is service. Okay, so let's go here. I will write a simple service.yaml file here. So svc.yaml. Okay, enter. So now I will create two files here. Okay, deploy.yaml, because we are going to use the service for our deployment. Okay, so let me separate into a side by side format so you can easily understand. Okay, here. So I created the deploy.yaml and service.yaml. Let me close this one. These are not needed. So here we will write the service.yaml and here write the deploy.yaml. Okay, let me close this one. So first of all, what I will do is I will just use this one. Okay, first of all, let me write this one. So we have to write the API version for your service. Okay, kind and metadata, and we have the spec. Okay, so these are the four fields we need. And what is the version? v1. And what is the kind? Service. Okay, so these are the two. Okay, you can see that v1 and service. Okay, so clear the screen. And for now I will do create one deployment using the imperative command called kubectl create a deploy and nginx I want, and hyphen image equals to nginx also. So I will use the same hyphen replicas 3. Okay, hyphen dry run equals to client, so I can get the output in the YAML format, right? That's why. So just copy it and we will remove these some files. Okay, I mean like some fields we don't need. Let's copy and paste it here in the deploy.yaml, and we don't need this. Okay, and next we don't need strategy here, and we don't need this one as well, and we don't need these two. Okay, so this is the simple deployment.yaml file. Okay, so let's try to expose this one. Okay, like ports. So I want to expose it to one port. Okay, container port. Okay, so 80, I want to expose it to 80. So let me select it and I will first deploy this one. Okay, so vi deploy.yaml. So I'm exposing this particular container to 80. Okay, I mean like pod kubectl deploy, sorry, kubectl apply -f deploy.yml, and we can see that okay, unknown field, we have the containers, ports, and container port. Okay, so maybe let's see, I think it's port maybe, or we can just go here and check if it's possible. Let's try to edit it. Okay, first of all we will see it properly from our side. Ports, okay, the issue is here, I found it, sorry. So this is correct only, ports is correct, but here there is a container, n is missed here, you can see that container. Okay, insert mode, enter and exit, and it's a, we can see here container. Okay, here n is missed. Okay, that is the issue, I think. Yeah, save it, we use it the correct one. So let's try to apply again. Okay, so we still have double I. Okay, here I forgot added extra I, insert and clear it. So okay, you can see it here, okay, properly. Container double I used. Here I missed the N. Okay, that is the issue. Let's try to apply again, and you can see that deployment is created. Okay, so let's try to see kubectl get deploy. Okay, kubectl get pods. Okay, and we will describe one. Okay, kubectl describe pod and give one pod name. So here I can see on which port it's exposed. Okay, see here 80. Okay, we exposed it to 80. That is fine. So and we don't have any services as of now. Let's create the service here. Okay, metadata here name. So I will use it Nginx service as the name service, and you can add labels also if you need. Okay, labels and app Nginx. Okay, I'll simply use app Nginx. And here inside the spec field, what we have the selectors. Okay, because why we need the selector? So we need to create a service for which deployment or for the which label. Okay, we need to tell. So okay, so here app nginx is label is there. Okay, so select that one. Okay, use this particular label. Okay, select that particular selector label and create that service, I mean attach it to that particular service to this pod. Okay, so these are the pod details. Okay, so it will add to that particular pod. Okay, this is done selector, and next we need to write a simple ports. Okay, so which port we are going to expose it. Okay, so we want to understand here, we have two ports here. So what is the target port and what is the container port, we need to understand more detail. That's why I want to say here. So the field is here ports. Okay, so ports field is same here anywhere. So and main port. Okay, I want to use port. So which port we are exposed? 80. I mean like we can give 80 here, and target port also. Okay, so target, and this should be capital P. Okay, and 80. So this is the default one. Okay, so if you want to add any type here, okay, see in the selector field we are added the app nginx, that is fine. And if you, okay, let's see, let's try to create this one, copy it. I never gave anything here. Okay, type, which type I want, like I want the cluster IP or the node port, like that I didn't give here. Okay, anything. So what I will do is vi svc.yaml, and I am saving it. And if I try to apply it, kubectl apply -f svc.yaml, and you can see that nginx service is created. Okay, let's try to see the services. Okay, and by default it will use the cluster IP. Okay, if you not provide anything, okay, if you don't provide any type of service, it will automatically take the cluster IP. Okay, so if you want to give a type, you can just give it here. Okay, type, and what is the type you are using? Cluster IP. So that is the one you have to give the correct, okay, name in your type. So it will also do the same thing. Okay, so we created the service and we created the deployment. Okay, so get deploy, service is there, pods is there. Okay, sorry, get pods, all are fine, but I want to see whether this application is giving the output or not. Okay, So we exposed the service, but we have to know that is working fine or not. So because this is the internal one, right? That's why we need to go inside this particular deployment pod. Okay, so let's try to go inside the pod. Kubectl exec means we are going inside the pod. So this is the pod, and you can use the hyphen sh here. Okay, so now I am inside the pod. Okay, so what I will do is curl http, and I can just give the service name. Let's try to give the service name here and colon 80, and you can see that I got the output here. Okay, so welcome to Nginx here, right? So that is fine. So is there any other way? Let's clear the screen. Oh, sorry, this is not possible here. So let's try to give this particular port. Okay, so I want to see again, or can we give, sorry, http colon and this one. Yeah, we are getting the output. Okay, and you can see that we are getting the output directly with the name also, Nginx service 80, or you can directly give this particular cluster IP address. Okay, so we are getting the output, right? So this is the cluster IP one we are going to talk about. So let's exit from here. Okay, so because we have created the simple service.yaml file. Okay, what I will do is I will delete that service. Okay, so delete service, and what is the service name we used? Nginx service, right? So that is done. So what I will do is I will create this particular service using the imperative command now. So if you want to create the service, you can directly create it, but we have already the deployment, right? And let me clear the screen. So we have this, okay, kubectl get deploy. So we have this deployment. We can directly use this command, okay, kubectl expose. Okay, and what you want to expose? Deployment, deploy, and what is the deployment name? Nginx is the deployment name, and which type you need. Okay, I need type equals to cluster IP and hyphen port. Okay, equals to 80. So I want to expose the deployment to this particular 80 port. Okay, and enter. And you can see that service nginx is exposed. This is how it will works. Okay, simple command kubectl get ports again. So however we will get the same output. Okay, so we'll use direct command kubectl exec hyphen it pod name. Okay, hyphen sh. Okay, curl maybe. Yep, what is the service here? What is the service name? Sorry, I didn't see the service name. Okay, kubectl get svc, and you can see that it's created the nginx service. Okay, and let's try to give the command kubectl exec hyphen it. Okay, what is the pod name? This one, and ss hyphen h curl. Okay, so I will use this one. Let's try to directly run it from the command itself. So I will use it. Curl is no such file or directory is found. Okay, that is fine. Let's try to go inside the this pod. So here we can give it. Okay, curl nginx hyphen, sorry, http, right? Oh, the issue is there. I was giving the wrong one. http. Let's try to give it again. Nginx 80. Okay, I'm getting output. Exit. So what happened is I'm not giving http here. Like see, colon like this is I'm giving. So this is the wrong way. So that is it's causing the issue. Okay, http and try to see. Okay, again it's saying some kind of issue. That's no matter. Let's try to use the double hyphen again and here also. So but we are using this one, right? So let's try to see is we can just use this one also, like hyphen sh hyphen c. We are giving this command c, and inside double quotes we can use curl nginx, enter, and you can say that we are getting the output now. Okay, so this is the way we have to see. So the columns are missing here. Okay, so that is fine. So we created the simple AML right here, I mean imperative command. So let's try to create this one. Okay, kubectl create so service. Okay, so we have to see that command is there or not. We directly exposed, but we need to create the service. Okay, kubectl create service hyphen help. I want to know help. Okay, so what it will create, and it will create the cluster IP. Okay, and let's try to do it. Okay, so kubectl create service hyphen hyphen help you will give, and you will get like this. Okay, let's try to use this one same. So service, and next we need to give the service name. Okay, so what I want to create, ngx hyphen svc is the name I want, and you can directly use any name. Okay, tcp equals to 80 colon 80. Okay, so this is the way you have to create. Okay, hyphen hyphen dry run, okay, equals to client hyphen o ml. Okay, and you can see that it's giving name as 8080. We can change it later on. Okay, no need to worry about it, but it's giving the nginx service here labels and name is nginx. Okay, so this is the one way to create the cluster IP here. If you are giving this one, okay, status load balancer, this is just sample, and you can just remove this one also. Okay, or you can directly expose also using this command kubectl expose deploy. So if you have an nginx deployment, I mean, like if you have any kind of deployment, you can directly expose that one. Okay, like using this one. So let me clear the screen and kubectl get svc. I will delete that one. Okay, kubectl delete svc nginx. Okay, so I don't want this one again. Let's try to see the curl here. Okay, and you can see that we don't have anything because our service is deleted. Okay, so we talked about the cluster IP, that is done, and next we need to talk about the node port. Okay, you can see that. So on each host, like on our cluster node, so here we are exposing to a one particular port. Okay, so you can see that on this particular node I expose it to 30,003 and 30,003 and 30,003. Okay, so for nodes we expose it to a particular port. Okay, so these nodes will talk to this particular services. Okay, inside the service. Okay, this will talk to service, and their service will talk to ports. Okay, so then they will give the output. Okay, so we will expose it to one port. Okay, in the node port. Let's come here. So what I will do is I will create a simple node port service. Okay, here. So we have this one. This is done. Okay, so we don't need deploy.yaml. np.yaml means nodeport.yaml. So you will understand properly here. Okay, so I will separate it, and all you have to do is just copy it and paste it here. Okay, so simple service. If you want to create the nginx, last time we used the service, right? Let's go with np means node port. You will understand easily. So the app we will use the same deployment, and we don't need to change anything. So all you need to change is this one. Okay, so type you need to change it to node and port, capital N capital P, and app is nginx because our deployment uses the same, and port 80 target port is 80, and let's go with the node port. Okay, you can expose it to one port, right? We will expose that particular service to one port. Okay, what is that port? You can give anything. Okay, 30,003 or anything. So let's copy it. All you have to do is just change this. Okay, type and add node port. Okay, that is enough for your service, for your node port. Okay, let's come here. So vi np dot yaml, paste it and come out of it. Let's see the running services. Okay, first of all, so these no running services, right? Let's use the kubectl apply hyphen f here. Okay, so what is the name? np, I mean node port. Okay, you can say that nginx is created. Okay, kubectl get svc now. So service is short form svc, service ka. Okay, enter, and you can see that it's created the node port now, and you can see that last time we have 80, no problem. So we expose it to this port, right? So that's why it's showing the port here also. Okay, so this is the node port, and let's see kubectl get ports hyphen o wide. Okay, so these are the pods that are running on the each separate node here. Okay, so what I will do is these are all running nodes, right? Let's try to pick one IP address. Okay. I will just try to curl using the HTTP on the from my local machine, and let's see. Or we can use this one also, like kubectl get nodes hyphen o wide. Okay, this is the internal IP. So you can say that. So we have to use the internal IP from one anything fine, because we will use this one. Okay, try to copy it. Okay, so this is one of the, let's take one more tab. So what I will do is I will use curl command. Okay, I want to test it also first time because I not tested last time. And what is the port we exposed? 30,003. Can see that. Let's see. Wait, how much time it will take, because we are using the private IP address. So copy the public IP. Let's open a new tab with 30,003, and you can see that. So we are getting the welcome to Nginx page. Okay. So here I used the curl, I mean private IP address. Okay. Let's take the public one. Okay, this is the public, and let's try to give up arrow, and let's try to see whether it's generating the output or not. Okay, and you can see that we are getting the output. Okay, so now it's able to get the output outside of the pod. Okay, so last time cluster IP it's created the internal, we have to go inside the particular pod and we need to check that particular service, but here this is outside pod. Okay, you can see that this is from my laptop local machine, and this is the output on the browser. Okay, so users can access to this particular port we exposed. Okay, 30,003. Okay, so this is the simple node port service. Okay, we can anything you can do it. Okay, so let's try to edit. Okay, let's, what I will do is, if they ask you to edit, okay, the service. Okay, kubectl edit service, and what is the service? Nginx np. So they asked you to change the node port to something else. Okay, let's try to change it to 33. Okay, okay, insert mode, and I changed it to 33 here. Okay, and you can see that I changed it to 33 here. Okay, save it, come out of it, and it's edited. And if you see again, kubectl get svc, and you can see that node port is changed automatically. And if you try to get the same node port, okay, like using the same port 30,003, so you will get an error. And let's try to edit. Okay, so 30,033 and enter, and you will get the output. Okay, so this is the way you can just simply edit the service also of your node port. Okay, so here also you can just give 33. Okay, enter, and you can see that we are getting the, so this is the one way you can edit the simple service if they ask you to change the particular node port into something else. So they are having something and you want to ask you to change, you can just use that command. Okay, so what I will do is I will delete this one. Okay, kubectl delete svc and nginx np. Okay, I'll deleted that service, and if I try to see it now, okay, let's try to see. Still it's coming because see now it's gone. Okay, and if you try to give again, it's not connected because we deleted that particular service. Okay, so let's try to create a simple imperative command to expose the deployment to our node port. Okay, so we use the command kubectl expose directly because we already have the deployment. That deployment name is nginx, and what is the type? Okay, so all you have to write the type here. Okay, last time I used cluster IP, now I have to use the node port. And what is the port I want to expose? Equals to 80, our port, and the target port and everything, that is up to you. Okay, like you can give anything here. Okay, let's give, if you want, target port equals to 80, and you can give hyphen name equals to name of your node port. See, I am just giving np, and you can see that service exposed. Okay, so this is the simple command kubectl expose. And you can ask me question, so you didn't provide the any IPA port, right, for this particular node port. Okay, how this will get the port? Okay, so by default this Kubernetes cluster will get the node port. Okay, it will given as some random number in between 30,000 to 32,267 or 567. So you can see that we can get this like this. Okay, so let's try to give that one. Okay, 31,082 and enter, and you can see that output is coming here. Simple command, okay, for expose. Okay, 31,082, enter, and you can see that welcome to Nginx space. Okay, so this is the simple command. You don't need to provide the node port here. Okay, like this particular port we want to do, but if they asked you like this one, I already explained, right? kubectl edit service. So what is the service name? This one, np. Okay, give that one and enter. So if they asked you to change the some particular node port into something else, you can just use this one. Okay, like we have the 2 here, right? So you can change it to 100. Okay, and come out of it. Okay, it's edited. If you see the service again, it's again changes. Okay, so using the simple imperative commands, which is better easy writing of the YAML files. Okay, that's why I'm explaining here. kubectl expose deploy nginx hyphen hyphen type. So which type you want? Node port, and what is the port for your application? 80, and the target port 80. Okay, so name, what is the name you want to give for your node port service? Okay, and after that you can edit. Okay, using this edit command you can edit anything. Okay, so you can change the port, or you can change this particular target port, node port also. Okay, that is up to you. Okay, let's delete it. Okay, kubectl delete svc, sorry, svc and np. Okay, so this is done. Let's try to get again. Let's see. Okay, it's not coming. Okay, let's we change it to 100, right? Let's see. Okay, it's not coming. I forgot to explain other way. Okay, because what if someone wants to create the service using the direct command? Okay, so you can just use this command. Okay, kubectl create service. Okay, so last time we used the cluster IP, right? You can give the help also. Okay, so this is we need to use now. Okay, clear the screen. So remove it, and what is the name you want? So you can give the name np or np1 or anything, and what is the tcp? So tcp equals to 80 colon 80. Okay, and you can directly provide the node port also here, like node hyphen port. Okay, so you can give any number. Okay, and you can see that it's created. And if you want to see the output, okay, dry run equals to client hyphen oml. Okay, enter, and you can see that this is the simple node port YAML file. Okay, like service, how to create kubectl create service. This is same for everything. Okay, so if you want to cluster IP, you can give the cluster IP here, and name of your service and TCP. That is enough for your cluster IP. If you want node port, you have to give this one. Okay, and dry run, you can get the output in the YAML format. And let's see the services are there or not. We created np1. Okay, it's created and it exposed to this particular one. Okay, so if I give this one, okay, let's give up arrow, and let's see. Oh, it's failed to connect. Maybe some kind of issue. Let's see what is the issue. 31,111. Hmm. We just created the service, right? But we not used the app nginx. That's why it's not connected. Okay, that is fine. No problem. We just wanted to create the service here. Okay. So let's. If you want, you can edit it also. Okay, kubectl edit service, and what is that one? np1. So here app one is the where is the selector? So we need to go into the selectors. App equals to all you have to change is this one nginx. Okay, so that is done. And if you let's try to get this one, and you can see that we are getting the output now. So all is in the selector. Okay, you need to see the proper selector label also. Okay, let's delete it and let's try to create the service for our load balance. Okay, so np1. Okay, that is done. And what we have left is the forever load balancer type. Okay, so for load balancer you don't need to do anything much. Okay, so this is the same, and all you need to change this one. Okay, let me copy it. Okay, copy one file and let me close one, and here lb.yaml load balancer.yaml, and I'll give it here. Okay, so you just need to change this one only. The type is enough for. Okay, so you can just give load balancer enough. All you have to do this one only. So for the type. Okay, so if you don't give this one, it will take the cluster IP. If you give this type into load balancer, it will take the load balancer. That's it. Okay, so you have to check these ports also. Like if you are using, I mean, like if you are using for the HCD, you have to give 2379 like that. The ports will be different, right? Like we use the Nginx mostly on 80. That's why I am using the 80 and 80 target ports. Okay, so let's copy it and vi lb.yaml and save it and come out of it. Okay, kubectl apply -f lb.yaml, and you can see that service is created. And let's get the service. Okay, and you can see that we are getting this particular external IP, right? Okay, I'll just copy it and I'll go to browser, and this is the one old one. Close this and open it here and give that one and enter. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, because load balancer needs to be created and everything to be done, right? So it will take some time to attach it to your particular node, I think. Yeah, and you can see that. So we are getting the output on this particular load balancer URL, right? And the same commands applies here also. Okay, kubectl delete svc. So I want to delete this one in the next service. Okay, so it will take some time because load balancer needs to be deleted, right? That's right. So you don't need to give this port again. Okay, if you are giving the load balancer type, so it will automatically give you output. Okay, so it will take some time. So and what we have to do is we have to create a simple command for your kubectl expose. That is the command kubectl expose. And what is the deployment? So okay, deploy nginx, and what name you want. Okay, so load balancer, so lb, and you want to do and hyphen uh, type, which type you want, load balancer type, just to expose. Okay, I'm explaining here. Load balancer port equals to 80. Okay, so just copy it. So why as you are using the nginx always means that is the deployment name for my deploy.yaml. You can see that that is the name for nginx, my deployment.yaml. Okay, let's give the comment for this one. Okay, so and run it. Okay, and you can see that okay, lb not found. Okay, kubectl. Okay, I forgot to give the expose. I gave the name here. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, this up to this one. Okay, sorry, it's created already. Kubectl get svc. So because if it's already created, okay, you can see that 23 seconds ago. So that's why it's throwing that issue. Okay. So last time what I given is I given two names here. Okay. So instead of one deployment name, I just added another name. That's why it's throwing the error. Okay. This is not found because there is no deployment. Okay. So and let's copy it, and you can see that this is ends with 584. Let me open a new tab, and you can see that this is ends with 482. Okay, if you try to give enter, okay, sorry, enter, so it will take some time to spin up. Okay, so you have to use the this expose command also to directly expose your deployment using simple command kubectl expose deploy, and name of your deployment, and which type you want, type load balancer. If you want cluster IP, give cluster IP. If you want the node port, give that node port. Okay, and you can see that we are getting the output. Okay, so let's delete that one. So kubectl delete service and nginx. Okay, hyphen force. Okay, so I will delete very fastly. Okay, so this is the way you can do it. And what is the final thing is left, you can directly create the command also. Okay, let's create directly kubectl create service svc, and what is the type, load balancer type, and lb lbb load balancer and hyphen tcp. Okay, equals to 80 80. Okay, so let's do one thing. Okay, first of all I will just copy this one because I will show. Okay, first of all I will do this one. Okay, get service. I will show it to you because if I'm giving that command directly, you can see that we have only one service, and I'm directly creating this one kubectl create service load balancer. Okay, hyphen dry run equals to client hyphen o yaml format, and you can see that it's creating the directly load balancer type. Okay, and you can directly remove this one. Okay, and it will create that particular service, and let's see the services now, and you can see that it's created lbb. Okay, that is the simple command to create the simple service for the load balancer type. Okay, let's delete again kubectl delete svc and give the name. Okay, hyphen force. Okay, it will take some time so to delete. Meanwhile we will talk about the final thing, that is what we have left with the, I mean like the external name, right? So I will use a simple direct command here. Okay, so and this is the very simple one. We have to give a name. Okay, api version, so v1 always kind, that is service. So you can give anything here, metadata nginx external. Okay, spec. Okay, and which type I need. Okay, so type is external, and external name we have to provide this one. Okay, external. Okay, name. So instead of port we have to call the nginx.org. Okay, so this is the external name. Okay, here you can see that. So if you want to call your API server, you have to provide the API server here. Okay, so whenever you call this particular thing, okay, nginx external name, so it will go and talk with this particular one. Okay, so let's try to do that one. Let's copy it and va ex.yaml, and I'll paste it kubectl apply -f ex.yaml. Okay, and you can see that external is created, and let's see the service, and you can see it here. Okay, external name. So everything is I created, and external IP is also here. Okay, you can see that this one nginx organizes, right? So let's try to create a simple pod. Okay, kubectl. So I already have one pod, right? Why again creating the nginx? Okay, kubectl get pods. Nginx pods are running fine. So I will do exec into one. Okay, kubectl exec -it and give one of the pod name, and I'll paste it here, and remember that. Okay, base. Let's go inside the, okay, I'm inside the nginx container. You can see that this is the nginx pod name. Okay, so here you can give the curl. Okay, let's try to see curl is there or not. Okay, okay, curl is there, you don't need to worry about it. And what I will do is I will use curl this one. If you give that name, it will automatically call the your particular thing. Okay, so connection reset by pair. Okay, that is fine. We have to just to know how to call that one. Okay, okay, let's see here. Okay, 1 minute, let's try to see the next.org. Okay, we are getting this page directly. Okay, let's try to call something else then. I will call mrcloudbook.com. Okay, let's try to change it that domain name. Okay, exit. Let's try to edit svc again in the next external, and I will change this one directly. Okay, let's try to use google.com maybe. Yeah, okay, that is done, edited. Google.com I used, and what I'll do is I'll again go inside and try to use curl nginx external. Okay, nginx directly external. Okay, enter. Oh, sorry, external. Okay, we are getting now. Okay, I can see that So actually, maybe there kind of some kind of error issue here. Like you can see that this was also not found. Okay, something we are getting from this one. Okay, so this is the one of the good way we are getting something from this one. Okay, so if we are calling this particular curl nginx external directly this one, so what it will do is it will go into this particular one. Okay, we are using google.com, right? Okay, so this name will go and search for this one. Okay, so it will automatically redirect to that particular service. Okay, so that is the external name. Okay, so these are the main things we need to learn about the services, and in the upcoming videos we will see how to use the services within the namespaces, and after that we will try to see the how to use the different kind of imperative commands. So we this is best for your CKA learning as well. Okay, thanks for watching the video and keep on supporting to Mr. Cloudbook channel.